Welcome to Hi Hungry, I'm Dad.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Hi Hungry, I'm Dad, the podcast where nerdy dads talk nerdy fads. I am Jared.
I'm Nathan.
And hello, I'm special guest Ming Chen.
Special guest Ming Chen. Thank you, Ming, for joining us.
I had fans. People cheered for me, Jared.
Oh,
You earned it, my friend. You earned it.
I know. I made most of them.
I love you birthed your own podcast audience, like literally.
I think that's the goal.
Wow.
That's awesome.
All right, so we're here at Comicpalooza 2023, and we are going to be doing something pretty cool. We figured since we had access to Ming, thank you for showing up for the panel, we're going to talk about Kevin Smith. So any Kevin Smith fans here today?
All right.
All right, yes.
Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Jane Silent Strike Back, Clerks 2, Clerks 3, Red State,
Yeah.
it's Jersey
Girl.
Yeah. Jane Silent Reboot.
Reboot, Strike Back.
I'm waiting to see if you name all of them.
Tusk.
Yeah.
I think I named all of them.
Yoga
Okay.
Hosers.
Yoga Hosers, thank you.
Yeah, Yoga Hosers. That's one of my personal favorites.
All right, I mean, I think what we usually do, we start off with one quick thing. Nathan, what's your one quick thing?
My one quick thing is going over to one of the dice booths and trading some of my nerd beer from the brewery I work for and getting a free set of dice.
That is awesome.
I gave them one of our Turtle Power beers. So 14% Russian Imperial Stout.
Nice.
What brewery is this?
I'm with Ingenious.
Ingenious.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
up out of Humble. I keep meaning to come by to talk to Sandy. So,
Get that beer over at Coral Sword,
yeah.
located in Southeast Houston, 1318 Telephone Road. Best gaming cafe in Houston.
Yeah, one of the best
Agreed.
places in Houston altogether.
But you didn't bring any. You didn't bring any beer?
I gave it to those people so I could get free dice.
Okay,
You got free dice.
I'll bring you some beer.
thank you. Because I like free stuff too.
I mean, don't we all?
Thank you.
If
People are always
it's
like,
free, it's for me.
people are like, what's the best part of being on TV? I'm like, I actively getting free stuff.
Yeah.
So, it's funny. Real quick, beer.
Yo,
I have so much free beer right now. I have like 200 cans in the podcast studio.
That's awesome.
Eureka Heights sent me a case. We have a beer sponsor, but breweries love sending me beer, and I'm not complaining. The problem is not everyone drinks beer, right? So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get water for podcasters. Everyone drinks water, right?
No, that's
Right.
fair.
And I cannot get free water to save my life. It's the weirdest thing.
We can hit up.
Liquid Death doesn't need you, I guess.
Yeah, we get some hopped water.
Yes.
Some people make some breweries do hopped water. We do a hopped water, but it's only in the tap room.
Yeah. So I just want plain water. And so I remember I talked to Hunter Pence, the great Hunter Pence from the Houston Astros. He had a sponsorship with a company called Essentium. I'm like, hey man, can you get me your contact? I want to get free water. He's like, yeah. I hit them up. I was like, hey, podcasting's thirsty work. I wrote a whole pitch. They're like, yeah, we only endorse athletes. No water for you. So-
We are mouth athletes.
Did you tell them you played hockey in Clerks 3?
No, I didn't. I think I'm going to try again. So that's why beer is better than water.
That's true.
Specifically, Houston beer. Better
yeah.
than water. Thank you, Texas. I love you.
All right, Jared, what's your one quick thing?
My one quick thing is obviously Comicpalooza. I love coming here every single year. It's one of the best times you can have in Houston for the weekend. Carrie with the podcast group, really appreciating, inviting us, letting us do this, coming out and meeting new people, meeting new fans, hopefully making new fans. It's just one of the best times you can have in Houston.
I love that we always do a live show when there is something else super loud happening. Like last year, it was the kids, or it was the court. What was it called?
I can't remember what it was. It was the court that was going on specifically.
Charlie remembers. It was some sort of court, and there was some kids screaming about how Death Eaters had wands. And that was hilarious.
It was a very good time. Very distracting.
It was very
but a
distracting.
very good time.
It's very easy, gentlemen. Next year we put on armor and we just fight to the death.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And podcast at the same time.
That'll be a crowd
I'm in.
pleaser, I promise.
I'm in. We just get some of those, like, wireless mics, but like with the little boom.
Right.
Madonna mics.
Yeah. And then, the end's like, it's just a flesh wound. It's just a flesh wound.
I'm like, now that you've mentioned this, I'm seriously down. I want to fight Jared with swords.
I'll do it if we can eat food with our hands. We turn into a whole medieval times podcast.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God, I'm so here for this
Totally down
right
with
now.
that.
All right, we'll see if we can make that happen next year. I think it's a little beyond happening this year, but we'll see.
Okay. Well.
All right, well, we're going to be talking about Kevin Smith. Obviously, we could go on for hours talking about all of his movies, so we're going to kind of try to condense it down into what we decided is his most underrated films that we're going to talk about.
Can I ask you, gentlemen, one at a time, what was your first Kevin Smith movie? What was your entry or gateway drug
Clerks.
into the Kevin Smith world?
I started with Clerks. Like,
Clerks was my first.
yeah.
Who talked you into watching Clerks? Because, I mean, to be fair, at face value, it's a low-budget, black and white movie with no action, no car chases, no guns, none. Two guys talking in a convenience store. So, on paper, not very sexy. Who got you into Clerks?
For me, it was college buddies who lived down the hall from me. Because I was going to North Texas, which is a big art school. Like, I was a music theory major. My buddies were also, like, music guys. And one of them was just super... Here's the thing is that we watched it back to back with David Lynch's Eraserhead.
Okay. Odd double feature, but okay. Very odd.
Well, because Eraserhead made me feel sick to my stomach.
Sure.
Because it's just that kind of movie.
Right.
I just felt ill. And then we followed it up. He was like, no, this next one's funny. And I was like, okay. And so in comparison to Eraserhead, it was hysterical.
Right.
But I actually revisited it and watched it earlier this week and was like, you know what? This is super funny. So I mean, I've probably watched it maybe like 5 or 6 times, but it still is like, okay, this still holds up.
Right.
So.
And what was your gateway into you saw Clerks, you said, right? As your first one?
Yeah, Clerks was my first.
Yeah. How did you get in? Yeah.
So high school was whenever I got introduced to it, mid-90s, like later, mid to late 90s. I had nerdy friends.
Okay.
I had a friend of mine, I can't remember who it was specifically, but I had a friend of mine who had watched the movie and suggested it.
Yeah.
I was always, in high school, I've always been a film buff, so I've always been watching stuff that I probably shouldn't have. Like, I was watching Pulp Fiction, like freshman year and stuff.
All right, you got good taste.
Yeah. So I had some nerdy friends who had seen it and suggested it, so I watched it. And
Okay, so based on recommendation, you're like, I'll check this out.
Yeah.
Because I worked at a video store, and it came in the mail, and I was supposed to put it in the system so other people would rent it, and so the store could make money. But I had heard it was funny from somebody else. I was like, I'll check this out. I got nothing better to do, and took it home, watched it with my brother, and it's weird. A lot of people are like, oh man, that movie changed my life. But Clerks literally changed my life. Yeah. Like, I'm not sitting here at Comicpalooza if I didn't watch Clerks at night.
Yeah. I
don't wind up on Comic Book Men if I didn't watch Clerks at night. Like, I probably don't meet Kevin and work for him if I didn't watch Clerks at night.
Yeah.
But I remember I had such a struggle trying to get other people to watch it. Because, like, oh, what's it about? 2 dudes talking in a convenience store. And... Well, there's 2 drug dealers who hang out outside.
It's sometimes they're in a video store.
Yeah, and to be fair, it came out in '94. So think about all the other films that came out in '94: Pulp Fiction, Stargate, Forrest Gump, Shawshank Redemption.
That year, yeah.
Like
a lot of really good films.
You put those against Clerks. Like, I don't blame anyone for not. I was like, I'm gonna watch Stargate instead. So yeah. But luckily we knew better, and it changed our lives. Yeah,
of course, we had good friends.
Yeah. But to your question, most underrated Kevin Smith movie.
Well, first, let's talk about your favorite. Oh, what's your favorite?
It depends on the day, but I got to go either Dogma or Clerks. Now, Clerks, because I was working at a dead-end video store job. Yeah. Didn't know what I wanted to do. Sometimes I still feel like that. You just like, you don't know where your life is going to go. I feel like Dante all the time. And he's a man of no action, and sometimes I just want to like not do anything, and consequently nothing good happens if you don't do anything. So, but Dogma, I love it. One, it's a movie that is unlike any other movie I've ever seen. All-star cast.
Oh yeah.
But to be biased, I'm in Dogma, and not only am I in Dogma, I'm in a scene sitting next to Jay and Silent Bob, and I'm watching Salma Hayek take her clothes off. I mean,
That's fair.
you know,
Earmuffs.
oh, is that too hot for the
No,
kids?
yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make it racy.
Yeah,
for
I
them.
mean, it's hard to top that. It's hard to top that.
Yeah. I mean, you have definitely a good reason for
Right.
that to be your first one. All right, we're cheering.
Yes.
Mine would probably be Dogma as well.
Okay.
I do like Reboot a lot because if you're a Kevin Smith fan, you're going to get a lot of pop culture references.
Oh, yeah.
I love not just regular pop culture references, but
Right.
Kevin Smith specific references. So
The whole movie is a reference.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's, fourth wall breaking. It's just my type of movie. I love it.
Yeah. It's brilliant. I like Reboot. Just Jin about Reboot. And again, not to I'm totally bragging, but I can go up to any girl at any bar in the world now and say I was in a movie with Val Kilmer, Chris Hemsworth, Rosario Dawson, Chris Jericho, Fred Armisen. Like, I like all the stories he threw in there. Was I in a scene with them? No, but I can legally say I was in a movie with them.
I mean, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, yeah, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, Oscar winners.
Yeah.
Like legit stars.
Like A-list.
A-list, yes. I can legally say I was in a movie with
So are you technically A- list? Is that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, like that would elevate me to like maybe like G-, at best.
Okay.
But hey, man, I'm in the alphabet.
Hey, you're
all
there.
that's all that matters.
Yeah, you are on the.
Yeah.
You are. It's in. Yeah, definitely the alphabet counts.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm past that to where like there are numbers involved.
Right. Oh, you're like double Z.
Yeah, like
we're-
double Z 29.
Like we're at the baseball stadium. Like I'm in row double Z. It's a nosebleed. It's like
Yeah.
near the last row.
Has the column in front of the seat.
Like
Again, you're in the stadium though. That's all that matters. I'll be the bat boy. I'll be the water boy. Whatever. I'll hang jock straps. Whatever. I'm in the ballpark. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
yeah, like we're literally at an event where people know. Like there are going to be people here who know my voice
Yes.
and are not going to recognize me. They're going to hear me talk, not recognize me. They're going to know that this is happening right now, and they're
Right.
going to go, man, I wonder if Nathan's going to be here.
You're here.
I'm right here.
Here, my friend.
He's right here.
Yeah.
Nathan, what's your favorite?
Okay, so I'm going to have to say Yoga Hosers is my favorite.
Wow. I don't even think that's Kevin's favorite. Kevin barely talks about it.
I know.
Kevin does.
But so I'm a huge like B-list, like B horror movie person.
Okay.
And it's so wild how Kevin's brain worked in making that movie and writing it. And the fact that like if you go into it not knowing that Johnny Depp is in it, you will not know that he's in it.
Right.
Like Johnny Depp is such a if of all of the movies and everything that Johnny Depp has done, this is the movie that impresses me the most because it's the one movie that he's done where you would not know that's him if you didn't know going in.
Not true. Tusk is also the same character, Mr.
It is the
LaPointe.
same character.
So, but no,
Fair.
it's very much like Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like you don't really recognize him until
Or
it just clicks in your brain.
or
Oh,
Robert
no, wait,
Downey
that
Jr. in Tropic Thunder also.
I just love how Johnny Depp even wound up in that universe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Their kids were friends, or I think they're still friends. But I think literally like Kevin was picking up his daughter for like a play date. He's like, "Hey man, you can say no, but I wrote this part for you," and he read it. He's like, "This is awesome.
Yeah.
Like I want to do this." And
Absolutely.
I think his one request was Johnny Depp. He wanted to wear a prosthetic nose. That was his one request. And when they put it on, he's like, "Hey, can you make it look more like a penis?" To the makeup lady, and they did. That's why his nose looks all weird, kind of like a penis.
It's like he's watched Nothing But Trouble one too many
Yeah,
times.
but that was his one thing. Like, dude, Johnny Depp, like a man who could arguably get anything he wants in this world.
Yeah.
except to get hit by his ex-wife. Yeah. Like, and that was his one because like, of course we can do that. So yeah.
That's awesome.
So the fact that he actually plays Mr. LaPointe in
Yes.
Tusk and Yoga Hosers
Yes.
is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Yoga Hosers spin-off of Tusk. So if you haven't watched either of those are definitely...
And I love you're like, oh, I love how Kevin's mind works. He was high as a kite, dude.
Dude, absolutely.
Only a guy who has smoked a bunch of weed could write that movie.
What if we had a bunch of sausages be zombie Nazis?
Yes.
And
Wonderful.
it's like, no, absolutely. It's like this is what happened when all of the Nazis got sucked into the Ark at the end of Raiders.
Yeah, so
They get sucked in and they all got spit out and became these zombie brats.
yeah, if you haven't seen Yoga Hoses, I don't think a lot of people have. They're these little talking bratwurst Nazis called Bratzies.
Bratzies, yeah.
And Kevin plays him. He's on a green screen. They just replicated him like 100 times, and that's like one of the bad, like the minions of the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
yeah.
fantastic.
And years later, for Comic Book Man, they're like, "Hey, will you get in the Bratzy costume?" And I never say no. I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And it was a really cool costume. It was so good that I was outside, like looking at my friends. There was a whole audience because Kevin was doing a Q&A. They did not recognize me. They looked right through me. I'm like, "Hey, it's me." But yeah,
That's hilarious.
As a giant talking hot dog. But,
That's awesome.
yeah,
You should start selling pictures of that.
I should. I will.
You should.
I will.
I
If
would-
you'll
I would
buy-
love it.
If you buy one, I'll know I'll sell at least one. So
I will buy one
Yeah.
for sure.
And then if you and your kids buy one, I know I'll sell like 6 of them. So yeah,
They're hidden now.
yeah.
They're back there.
So let's go ahead and talk about the most underrated movies. Nathan, I guess your most underrated is going to be Yoga Hosers, right?
What?
Considering it's your favorite.
No, I think it's my favorite. I honestly thought it was more popular than Tusk.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, because I was gonna say I think the most underrated movie is Tusk because it's super polarizing of a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Either you love it or you absolutely hate it and think it's the dumbest thing that you've ever seen. I love it. I think it's brilliant. But like I feel like Yoga Hosers, everybody just kind of knows what it is.
Right.
I don't think it's as polarizing. So
Okay, I mean that's a fair point. Because I feel like Tusk is probably the most underrated, but I do think Yoga Hosers, even because I've watched Kevin talk about Yoga Hosers,
Yes.
and he created that movie before he had his heart attack,
Yes.
and he has been very outspoken about this can't be my final movie that I go out on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
It literally kept him alive, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would think Yoga Hosers has to be his most underrated just because Kevin Smith himself is very upset about the movie. And not necessarily upset about the movie, but he knows it wasn't his best.
yeah.
He knows that that's not going to be his legacy.
Right. Right.
So-
But that was the end of the trilogy, right? Yoga Hosers was the last one.
He's got one more, and it's called the Canadian trilogy.
Okay.
The Great North trilogy, I think they call it.
Because it started with Red State, right?
I guess the offshoot Kevin Smith trilogy. Well, he's got Red State, Tusk, Yoga Hosers, and he's working on one now called Moose Jaws. Are you familiar with Moose Jaws?
I've seen the name, but I have no idea what it's about.
It takes place in the Canadian wilderness, and it's Jaws, but with a moose.
Yes.
In the Canadian wilderness.
I love this.
So
I love
there's-
everything about this.
So there's a moose terrorizing the Canadian wilderness, killing people, and they call Jay and Silent Bob it. They're like the Quint.
Yeah.
And, for like 3,000, I'll capture him. For 5,000, I'll kill him. And with the nails across the chalkboard, like it's the whole, it's a whole thing. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh
Yeah.
man, no, I'm trying to think of like we're gonna need a bigger. I don't know.
We're gonna need a bigger like maple syrup bucket. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like that.
we're gonna need a bigger hockey stick.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Yoga Hosers because he literally just wanted to make a movie with his daughter and Johnny Depp's kid and Johnny Depp. That was it. That was it.
It was super fun.
And I think everyone told him not to do it, and he's like, "Screw it, I don't care. I'm going to do it because I want to do it." And that's why I always loved about Kevin. He'll do it. He doesn't care what anybody else thinks, and he gets it done.
2 for them, 1 for me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my most underrated, hands down, Jersey Girl.
Jersey Girl's
Jersey
very
Girl,
good.
yeah.
Jersey Girl, unfortunately, a product of bad timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you remember, a lot of that was Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Mark 1, version 1, back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And it was literally Ben going like, listen, I'm in love with this girl. Can you write a movie with me and her? And Kevin incorporated a fatherhood in it. And the first draft was great. It was a lot more Ben and Jen, their courtship, them falling in love. And there's a long extended scene, spoiler alert, she dies in childbirth. But that was way longer. And they cut all of that out because of the backlash from their relationship the first time. Now, if it came out now, I think it would have been a hit because everyone loves Ben and Jen now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But when she came out in 2000, everyone hated them. So, what changed between then and now? I don't know. But I guess we got more woke. We're more tolerant society. I have no idea. But
I think it's that they both went away from each other. They broke up. Like they both married other people.
They did.
Went through crazy stuff, and then got back together. And so everybody likes a redemption story.
Oh, like Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay, kind of, with no lightsabers and no dark side, light side, the Force.
Yeah, there's no
not the same.
There's no Vader.
Yeah, but there's a whole extended cut of Jersey Girl, and it's better than the one out now. And if anyone wants to hop a flight right now to New Jersey, he's screening it tonight.
Yeah,
he's doing a Q&A after
that on.
I heard he's doing
on Two Bears. I heard him on Two Bears, and he was talking about it, and I was like, man, that's what I didn't know that he owned a theater until this last week.
Yeah,
he was on Two Bears, and that he does regular screenings of his movies, and now I'm like, I want to just go
and watch a couple.
You can literally just hop a flight right now. You'll be in Jersey in about 3 hours, and then you could go and hang out with Kevin.
That would
right
be
now
awesome.
Instead of talking about Kevin, you could literally hang out with them in 4 hours. You could do this.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know, Kevin recently bought our local movie theater. Little 5-screen independent movie theater. And what's cool about it is he'd be like, hey, I'm gonna do a Mallrats screening next week, and I flew in Jason Lee. We're gonna do a Q&A afterwards. Me and him, and tickets are $25. And I was like, holy crap, man! I can go
really
and see that. It's brilliant. It's kind of on the heels of Quentin Tarantino buying a movie theater in LA, the New Beverly, and he does that.
Yeah.
But Kevin's all in on this.
Yeah.
He's all in so much that when he bought the theater, it came with an apartment above it. And when he's in Jersey, that's where he lives.
Really?
That's
and
awesome.
the crazy part is, so to get to the apartment, there's a secret staircase that comes down, and he literally pops out behind the snack bar, where the popcorn is. So he can literally be writing. He's like, ooh, I want popcorn and a soda. He comes out in his bathrobe or his hockey jersey or whatever, scoops the popcorn. It's his theater. You do whatever he wants. And to me, another reason why I love the guy. So as geeks, two of the things we really want to do in life is, one, own a comic book store, and two, own a movie theater. And he's done both.
Yeah, he's done both.
He's done both. I'm like,
living the dream.
I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Yeah. So it's called the Smodcastle Cinemas, and he does those screenings almost every week. And you can go, and when the movie's playing, he just hangs out in the back. You can go hang out with him.
It's awesome.
It's cool. And yet he hasn't been to Comicpalooza. We will get him here.
We need to get him here.
We will get Kevin Smith here.
I think he would be a huge hit.
I agree.
Comicpalooza. I think everybody would agree with that.
Anyway, sorry to derail you, but
no, it's okay. It's good.
This is the content we're here.
Podcasting.
Going back to that, he's also doing Red State this weekend as well.
Yeah.
So a movie that's not really out on streaming. You can't really find it. I did see that it was on Roku channel.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you have to pay for a subscription or anything for that.
Another subscription?
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Uh-huh.
Roku is the Roku channel's free if you have a Roku.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Probably with ads.
I know
there.
It would totally be worth watching with ads. It'd be like watching it on USA when I was in high school.
Yeah. Do either of you guys or anybody out there, do you guys own a copy of Dogma on physical medium?
I did a long time ago.
Okay.
I don't know if I do.
So I'm very upset that I got rid of my whole DVD set.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I don't remember specifically throwing it away or anything, but I just don't know where it is from moving from so many years.
Because that's the new, like, my mom threw away my action figures.
Yeah.
It's like my wife threw away the DVD and VHS collection. And now we want it back because it's worth money now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't find Dogma for a reasonable price right now.
I will say I don't have Dogma, but I do have a 2 VHS set, like a double VHS set of Magnolia.
Okay.
It's not as cool, but it's
definitely not as cool.
No.
But it's a thing that I own, and I have it somewhere.
Yeah. Do you know why Dogma's out of print right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
I
what?
do.
I didn't know.
Yeah, out of print, not on streaming. Like, you basically can't watch it right now if you didn't buy a copy 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why. You're about to say, do you know why?
Oh, yeah, I know why.
Yes.
It's because of Weinstein.
Yes. The guy owns the rights in jail right now.
Yep.
Probably for life, and he won't give up the rights. He won't sell them.
That sucks.
So he's basically holding it hostage.
I know that they did want to do a sequel or maybe even a TV show.
Right.
Because Kevin's talked about it a couple times, but he said he specifically will not do it if he's attached to it.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't want that.
You don't want
He could go the Evil Dead route and just basically remake the movie. Just remake it entirely.
Remake Dogma?
Yeah.
Does that mean I get to be in a strip club with Salma Hayek again?
Yes.
I'm for this, man. Let's do it. Let's remake Dogma, everybody.
Almost shot for shot, and you have to slip in Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell would be great.
Maybe it's Bruce, or maybe it's Bruce instead of Selma.
I would watch that. Well, Bruce can get into the poop monster costume. So you know it's him. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
It would be.
So I think one of the things, I kind of want to go back to Yoga Hosers.
Okay.
Because one of the reasons that I think it's very good is because Mr. LaPointe he has like face moles.
Yes.
And one of my favorite parts of this movie specifically is that if you watch very closely, Kevin pulls like a Mel Brooks right out of one of his movies. And I think it's Robin Hood.
It's Robin Hood.
Yeah, where the moles just move on his face from scene to scene.
Yeah,
and if you're not paying attention to it, you're not going to notice it. But
what?
And it's hilarious. Yeah. It's hilarious, and we notice it because we're geeks.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. That's the kind of thing. We're like, wait a minute. Like the first time that it changes, you're like, hang on. Okay, that's moved.
Yeah. Well, I love it. Isn't the dream of if you're a filmmaker and you're a dad, the dream is to make a movie with your kids, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
And he did that. And I mean, but I laughed though. So his daughter Harley Quinn Smith, was arguably maybe has worked on cooler projects than he has. So she was in Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
She's in an ongoing TV series right now called Cruel Summer, and she's in a bunch of his movies. And her star is rising.
Oh yeah.
So much so he's like, wait, Quentin won't even put me in his movie. Like, why? What the hell? And he sounded a little jealous when she got cast, just a little bit.
I don't blame him.
Maybe she's a better actor.
That's arguable. I mean, not even she might be. She might. I don't want to say that out loud, although I just did.
Well, I said it, and you didn't agree or disagree with it.
Yeah. But it was fine. I was over at his house like 2009, so what was that, 13 years ago? And it was a big group of us. And I remember she came out, she's like, hey, I'm going to put on a performance. She handed out like little homemade tickets. And her and her friend, it may have been Lily Rose Depp, I can't remember.
Yeah.
They put on this whole skit, like a variety show. And it was really good, but I didn't think like years later we'd be watching her in a Tarantino movie. Yeah. So it was really cool to see that progression.
That's really cool.
For sure. You look like you were going to say something.
I was, and I forgot what I was going to say. So you say something now.
I don't have anything because I was focused on you.
Oh, I do want to ask you. You have 5 kids?
4.
4 kids.
4.
Okay, and they range from what ages?
13, like almost 14 in like 2 months, and then 12, 10, and 5.
Okay, at what age is it appropriate to show your child a Kevin Smith movie?
It depends because they have watched Masters of the Universe.
Oh, okay. That's a cartoon.
I know it still counts,
right? There's a lot of death and destruction, sure.
Yeah. But
the movie, like a Kevin Smith, like Clerks,
I would probably start in with Clerks. Probably. I mean, I'll probably show it to Charlie in the next, like the oldest. I'll show it to her in the next probably year or so.
Oh, yeah, so 14.
Yeah, like 13, 14.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, she's about to be 14. So yeah, 14.
Okay, look how excited she is to watch Clerks. 37, like, yeah. Right? Like, that's... Okay, yeah, we talk about this all the time, because I meet parents, they got little, like, 7-year-olds, and yeah, and he the 7-year-old's quoting Clerks. I'm like, all right, great parenting, dude.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean that in the best way, though. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Dude, like, start them young.
Well, like for me, I more introduce them to stuff when I think they can get it.
Okay,
Because, like, I want them to be able to, like, get the joke.
sure.
You know, I don't want like, it is funny for parents a lot of times to, like, watch jokes fly over their kids' heads. But it's also more fun to see them get it.
Right.
Like, when something clicks and they're like, oh...
Oh, 37.
Or yeah, or you know, when you know them realizing what the old guy is doing in the bathroom.
Right.
Yeah, like when that clicks, it's brilliant.
Right.
And so that's why, like, I mean, we just started, like, it's like it been in the last, like, year or so that I got them watching Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, okay, you guys can all get this and appreciate it, except for the 5-year-old. But
Right.
he and I watch Star Wars together. We actually just watched Bad Batch, and we just started Rebels. And
You're a good dad, dude.
Thanks.
You're a good dad. Good parenting, man.
Thanks. If y'all haven't watched Bad Batch yet, it is fantastic. Like, literally the first episode starts with Order 66.
Yeah.
And it's insane. And I didn't even realize when I did that I was watching it chronologically.
Yeah.
Like, we went from Clone Wars to Bad Batch and straight into Rebels.
Rebel, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's super fun.
Yeah. Do you guys remember the exact moment you became a Kevin Smith fan? Like, was there a scene in what was the first one? Oh, Clerks. There was a scene in Clerks like, whoa, this guy's awesome. For me, it was Randall and Dante arguing about stormtroopers changing out toilets on the Death Star. I'm like, is this guy really talking about stormtroopers changing toilets and making it a legit life or death argument?
Yeah.
Because those are the arguments that me and my friends would have, and everybody was like, what are you arguing about? And we would argue about it like it was life or death, like it was the most important thing in the world. And to see somebody have that same type of conversation and put it in a real movie, like that was the moment where I was like, I love this guy. I need to meet him or something.
Yeah, I think that was the thing for me, was watching it. It was just a lot of, it is Clerks for sure, but it's definitely like those conversations. Because it's not like, this is the thing that happened. They're playing hockey on the roof, or they're doing this, or it's not like so much the things that happen that make Clerks great.
Yes.
Like those are great moments, but really what those do is those break up all of those amazing conversations where you're like, I don't know how we got here.
Right.
Or how, because what it does is it draws you into going, I want to know how these guys came into this conversation.
Right. Yes.
Like I want to know everything that came into this. I want to know how they got into Dante and Randall, and with Dante going, well, I don't, with Randall being like, well, do you love her? And he's like, well, I thought I did.
Yeah.
And then it's just that whole sequence is so brilliant. It just in how it's written, because it's so, I mean, yeah, like the acting isn't fantastic. A lot of the dialogue is kind of stunted, but it's the dialogue itself is brilliant.
Right.
And that's definitely when I think I fell in love with Kevin.
Yeah, for sure.
Then, like, the first time I saw his face.
Oh, yeah? Okay, well, he's a handsome man.
He's a handsome guy.
A handsome man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was a little bit later.
Okay.
I watched Clerks. I liked Clerks.
With some Mallrats.
I didn't fall in love with Kevin Smith until I watched Dogma.
Okay.
Dogma by far was where I fell in love with Kevin, because it was right around the same time I was struggling with my own religious upbringing.
Okay, yeah.
And it just really hit home to me about, like, the satire of religion itself. So it really hit home for me, and that's when I was like, okay, I need to watch everything that this guy thinks.
Yeah. I was in the office around that time, so I went through, I like one day I went through all the they got a lot of hate mail when Dogma came out. Like religious wackos were like, we're gonna bomb your office and like this is blasphemous. Like they never even seen it. And to be fair, it's a movie with a poop monster in it. Yeah. So like, how serious could it be? But they were just writing letters because their church or whatever someone told them to. And I was like, wow, man, this is crazy. It was crazy. But I think what I did one day, I had all this time. I printed all the hate mail that came in, and I printed all the love mail, and it outnumbered it like 100 to 1.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I remember, I think I gave it to him for Christmas, actually. That was my Christmas present to him that year. And he was like, wow, okay, I'm good. Like, yeah, I think a lot more people loved it than hated it. So, yeah.
So how did he feel about that all together, like getting that hate mail?
Oh, I mean, no one you never want to get mail going like, I'm going to bomb your office because you made a movie with like a naked Chris Rock in it, so yeah. And Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, like a low budget religious comedy. Like you never want to see that. And I think initially they were like, oh man, we should take this seriously. They screened the mail and Harley Quinn's a little baby, so they didn't take her out in public during that period. Oh, wow. Yeah, but I mean, this all culminated where there was a protest at our local movie theater when Dogma came out, and Kevin was like, well, what the hell? So he protested his own movie. He made.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
And him and his friend went to CVS and they bought a bunch of like Elmer's glue and like glitter, and they made signs. And I remember the big one Kevin had it said Dogma is dog shit.
Yeah.
And he went and protested, and one of the people were like, you can't use that sign. It's got a bad word on it. So he took the shit part off, so it just said Dogma is dog. and then the best part was the local news station came out, and they interviewed Kevin. They're like, what do you think about this movie? He's like, oh, I think this movie's wrong. Like, they should pull this movie from theaters. This movie's crap. This movie's blasphemous. Like, how dare whoever made this should be, is an awful person. If you go on YouTube, you can see that clip of, like, that's why I love the guy, man. He went and protested his own movie, and of course they didn't know what he looked like because they don't
know
research
anything about it. They just know.
I love that. Like, who goes and protests their own movie? Kevin Smith does.
Kevin does.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
That's very good. So I did ask the question on social media, like, what is the most underrated?
Okay,
and a surprising amount of people actually said Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Oh, that movie's
good one too.
That is a fantastic.
That's a good.
That's a movie that when I saw it, I had no idea that Kevin was attached to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Okay.
Because I was like,
you saw the word porno and like, I'll watch this.
Well, no, I saw Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks, and I was like, it's Elizabeth Banks, right?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I absolutely need to see this movie.
Right.
This seems super fun. Then I was like, oh, it's like Jay, and I was like, oh, yeah. It was about halfway through the movie. I was like, oh, this is a Kevin Smith movie.
Right. You're like, wait, I think that guy, that's Randall from Clerks. Like,
yeah.
Sure enough. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good underrated one, man.
Yeah,
and,
that's fantastic.
That was just a product of bad timing and bad marketing.
Yeah.
So bad timing because it came out Halloween weekend, and no one goes to the movies on. It literally came out on Halloween, and no one goes to movies that weekend. They're just trick or treating, going to Halloween parties.
Yeah.
And then, since it had the word porno in it, like Miramax, they didn't know how to market it. So the marketing was literally, I can't remember the tagline, but it was 2 stick figures.
Yeah.
On a billboard on like Sunset Boulevard. And you see that, I was like, I don't want to go see that. Like, what? So why are there stick figures here? Yeah.
I don't get it.
It was horrible marketing, and horrible marketing for a really great movie, in my opinion. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess that kind of brings up a question for me. Does Kevin have any kind of input on the marketing itself?
That one he didn't. I think he begged them to be like, dude, you got to do better. And I guess he hit a point where he was like, well, I guess you guys know what you're doing. And he let it go, and obviously they didn't. But and it kind of led to why the movies he puts out now, why he takes them on tour on the road. He takes on road shows where he'll premiere it in a different city and do a Q&A after that, because that way he can control everything.
Yeah.
The distribution, the marketing. Because, he hit a point. It's like, you guys, we pay you a lot of money. You guys don't know what you're doing. I'm a better how am I a better marketer than you? You get paid for this.
Yeah.
But if you look at Kevin, and one thing I learned from him by working with him for 20 years, he's one of the best marketers out there. And I learned from him. As I just post on social media, be edgy, be funny, be different, be passionate, and it all works out for him. I learned all that from him, but he learned all that from the people who's like, you guys don't know what you're doing. I'm way better than you are. So yeah, it's like he had to do it in order to kind of market himself.
When like he's like also somebody who you could say is like at the forefront of podcasting.
Oh, by far, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
like,
no,
like
isn't
way
really
ahead of
credit for it.
Yeah, he was years and years and years, like literally over a decade before Conan O'Brien invented podcasting.
Oh yeah, of course.
So
I thought it was Al Gore, but okay. Or who was Adam Curry? He's like, I invited podcasts, like, or whatever, dude.
yeah, it's like okay. I mean, it was literally like Kevin and like Rogan and like Jesse Thorne,
Right.
like way back then.
Yeah, throwing a little Ricky Gervais, but yeah.
Yeah. So Ricky, yeah. And it's like back then those guys had to figure out how to market because nobody was advertising for them.
Right.
Like there was no money to be made in podcasting. Unlike today where we are all millionaires.
Yeah, we're all rich, right?
We're so rich.
So rich. I mean, you know what though? We joke about that though, but like, look at us right now, man. Like we're in a pretty cool looking stage.
Yeah.
At one of the biggest comic conventions in the world.
Yeah.
You know, like this is pretty cool, man. Like
Yeah, this is definitely very cool.
Yeah. Now, while we may not be rich financially, my soul is filled, man.
Oh,
like
for sure.
We have these photos. Thank you very much. Seriously. And like I go home to New Jersey, like everyone there sees the photos. Like that's awesome, man. And like, dude, Comicpalooza, man, Texas.
Oh yeah,
Good things happen in Texas, man.
dude, Texas is great.
Yeah,
Texas,
for sure.
You know what? Texas is an underrated state. I'm just kidding.
I love your. I wish I would film a movie in Houston, man. That would be cool.
Oh, well, you know,
know if he
Singles. Was it Singles or no? It was Reality Bites.
Yes,
was
Reality
filmed
Bites.
here.
Yeah.
And you like, so I used to date a girl that lived 3 houses down from the house in Reality Bites.
Was it Lisa Loeb? Did you date Lisa Loeb?
No, I ran sound for Lisa Loeb once, and not as cool a person in person. It's kind of it's just, you know, being somebody who runs sound, you just don't get treated as nicely by people that you expect to be.
Right.
So
She loved me, so I don't know what happened, dude.
I don't know. I got all. This is when she was with Dweezil Zappa.
Yes.
And me and Dweezil got along really well.
Sure.
So maybe that was why.
I love this whole podcast. We're just dropping names left and right.
I know.
So
Jared, what do you have? Who
Can you drop some names?
I probably could, but off the top of my head, now that I'm being asked, no.
Oh no,
I don't have.
You are friends with the daughter of Jeffrey Combs.
Well, I wasn't. I was friends with her to some degree. My cousin dated her, but
Okay, so not really.
yeah, I mean, I actually got to go to Jeffrey Combs' house, hang out with him and his family, his 2 daughters, his wife. Went out to dinner with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, spent pretty much a weekend over there at his house. So it was pretty fun.
Right.
So, Kevin, what would you like to see him do next? If I were to ask you this question, the world is his oyster. He's obviously driven. He wants to make more movies.
I want another horror movie.
Another horror movie.
Yeah.
That might be Moose Jaws. With a moose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you watch that?
I'm definitely down for that.
Or what? I mean, with like Jane Silent Bob, like, is there you have any specifics?
No.
Okay. Or maybe like Dante and Randall like meet Frank Abbott and Costello, or
I mean, if we're, I would definitely watch another Dogma.
okay.
I know that there's some backlash on being able to do all that, but if he was to actually make another Dogma or even a Dogma TV series,
Right.
I would definitely watch it.
Okay.
Nice. I would. Okay, so I'm a huge fan of like he did like 2-3 episodes of The Flash.
Yeah. Oh, more than that.
More than that.
Like a whole season. He did a whole season.
Oh, did he have?
Yep.
I didn't know he had a whole season.
Yeah.
Every time he touches DC, it's gold.
Right.
It's some of the best stuff that you're gonna see. I would love for him to take over, like stay away from Justice League and all of that stuff.
Okay.
I want to see him take over some like just random DC property and just be given free reign to do whatever he wants.
Okay, like Starman or like I don't know, or something like
Oh,
that.
dude, he would be awesome with Star.
No, I agree.
Yeah. I would love that. That would just be so
Or
much fun.
like a Huntress movie or something.
Yeah,
that'd be
because
cool.
would stay true to the source material while also, I mean, it's like when you watch his episodes of The Flash. He does the source material, but he also like does everything that the fans are wanting to see.
Right, and then there are little tiny Kevin Smithisms in there too.
Yeah.
Or Jay Muser show up as like a pizza delivery guy or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
super
cool.
fun.
I mean, the thing is he gives the fans what they want to see because he himself is a fan.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
But
I want to see two things. One, and I think it's going to happen. Mallrats 2, I think it's definitely going to happen. Everyone's back on board.
Oh, fantastic.
I just saw Jeremy London not that long ago. He's excited for it. Jason Lee is back in. Everyone. Ben Affleck is back. He wants to be Shannon Hamilton or Buttman. Whatever his name was in Mallrats. My brain is fried right now. Unfortunately, Stan was back in too, but he's no longer with us. So he'll find a way to work him in.
Yeah.
But the thing I really want to see Kevin do, I want Kevin to be the next Marvel MCU cameo guy. Like Stan Lee.
yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think they don't have a cameo guy right now, and I think there should be a cameo guy. I think it should be Kevin for several reasons. One, I think Stan would have endorsed it.
Oh yeah.
Immediately. Stan, they loved each other. There's like a really good father-son bond right there. So I think Stan, a heartbeat of his here, is like, true believer, put Kevin in there. Yeah. But two, I think Kevin's champion comics, even before any of these movies came out.
Oh yeah.
Like way back, I think it would be fitting if Kevin was the MCU cameo guy. That's my opinion, but I think it would be awesome.
I think it's very fitting because Stanley was in a cameo for Reboot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's I think Mallrats 2 is definitely going to happen. But Marvel, come on, man, put him.
Yeah. What are you doing? Come on.
Put him in.
Put him in Shang-Chi too.
Shang-Chi 2?
Yeah.
Put him in everything. Who cares?
Dude, put me in Shang-Chi 2. Come on. What the hell? Not one phone call. Not one phone call.
Eventually.
Yeah, they're like, this is the year of the Asian actors. I'm like, great. Where
do I sign up? Let me know.
Yeah.
You kid, maybe you'll be on the next season of Beef.
I would love that.
Have you seen that show?
I have not, but I know. Yeah, I love Steven Yeun though.
Yeah. Well, and Ali Wong, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
That show was wild.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep working on it then. Yeah, Shang-Chi 2. That would be fun, man.
Shang-Chi 2.
Me and Awkwafina like fighting or just I don't know, just going back and forth verbally. I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be super fun.
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, we're out of time.
That's it?
One more time, because now I'm thinking about like what Marvel franchise I would want to be a part of.
Any?
You'll have to come next year.
All of
Yeah. Come next year when we talk about what Marvel property we're going to be in.
Yeah. Do you have a closing?
We do typically have a closing, but I don't have it pulled up. So I guess that's just going to say, hey, thank you to, first off, Comicpalooza for having us.
Carrie Gordon, the podcast program. Oh, real quick, can you explain the title of the podcast? Hi, Hungry, I'm Dead.
Oh, Hi, Hungry, I'm Dead. It's just the most well-known dad joke there ever is, right?
So what it is that we're nerdy dads.
Yes.
And we're nerdy dads, and it's the whole like we're just gonna talk about whatever. But really where the name came from, a friend of ours is a bartender, and I was sitting down with her. I was sitting at the bar, and I was like, me and Jared we want to do this podcast, and we got to come up with a name for it. And she looks at me without hesitation, and she goes, "You should call it Hi Hungry I'm Dad." And I was like, "That's great." And she's like, I knew you would love it because you were so cheesy. So
that was it.
That's where it came from.
I love it.
Yeah.
The first $1 we ever made, we gave it to her.
Really?
We did.
Yeah.
Okay.
We framed it and gave it to her.
That's
on an
awesome.
episode that she was on.
That's awesome.
But yeah, again, thank you, Comicpalooza. Thank you, Carrie Gordon, for having us. Thank you to the audience.
Thank you guys
for showing up. We really
This is a
appreciate
huge
it.
audience.
Cheers.
Thank you guys.
Cheers to you guys.
Thank you, Ming Chen.
It's a huge honor being here with you guys.
We really
Interested
appreciate it.
podcasting with like the #1 podcast in Houston. It's awesome.
Yeah. Everybody, check out Ming's merch table. Buy his picture of him washing cars. You're going to love it. Ask him to sign it. He will sign it for you.
It will sign it. You can get it framed and put it up above your toilet.
Yes.
So because it's a place you visit often in your house, and you can. It's like you're spending time with me.
Amazing.
Special time.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Everybody, enjoy your weekend here at Comicpalooza. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
All right, keep it nerdy.
Love you, Comicpalooza.
Get your pants.
Thanks, guys.